Hello everyone and welcome to Michael's Retro Game Reviews, and I'll take you down another frustrating trip down memory lane. Sorry about that, but this game is just so frustrating. We've all played games that weren't 100% perfect, but we managed in the end to find some enjoyment from an otherwise flawed game. So the question is the Lucky Dime Caper starring Donald Duck one of them kind of games, or just simply a bad game with no redeemable qualities? In this review we're going to find out, so here we go. So, the story. You play as Donald Duck, and I'm guessing he's visiting his Uncle Scrooge. And out of the blue, magic of the spell steals Uncle Scrooge's lucky dime and his three nephews, Huey, Dewey and Louie. So it's up to Donald Duck to find Uncle Scrooge's lucky dime and rescue his three nephews. Plus the reward money from Scrooge will come in handy, thank you very much. So it's not much of a story, but points for trying. The gameplay can make or break a game, so what happens if you have a game that's somewhere in the middle from good to unplayable? What you get is one frustrating game that gets on your nerves, but for the life of you can't stop playing it. We've all been there. For this review I had to redo some soul searching to figure out why this game falls short, and this is the conclusion I came up with. Take a game like Mario or Sonic. They're completely different every way conceivable, but what makes them work is the control you have over your character. With early Mario or Sonic games, you had no problem adapting to the game because the basics in most good 2D platformers are similar. If you can play one, you can play the other, and as far as I'm concerned, any 2D platformer should not completely emulate the 2D Sonic or Mario games, but just respect that these games did it right, and if you're going to make a 2D platformer, you've got to bear in mind your audience comes from either the Sonic or Mario camp. Any 2D platformer should have tight controls and a flexible but forgiving jumping type system, if that makes sense. There is one thing that might redeem this game, is that the first Sonic game came out the same year this did. So Sonic's influence would not have been present, but this game was developed by AM7, so they must have been aware of Sonic when it was being developed, unless this game was made in the USA, because the first Sonic was made in Japan. If so, then fair enough, they wouldn't have been aware of Sonic. Every game comes with a game manual, but we all know there is the unwritten game manual amongst games, and it is some things you do and do not do when making a video game. So I'll get to my point. The biggest letdown in this game is the jumping. For any 2D platform to work, you need a great deal of control over your jump. So when you make a jump, you don't jump at the exact spot you need to make your jump, because we're not robots and we're not capable of jumping at the exact same spot every time. So you need to adjust your jump in mid-air so you don't overshoot your jump. But in this game, if you jump forward, that's where you go, and apart from stopping your character moving more forwarder, that's all you can do. Heck, you can't even move backwards. And that's just crazy the amount of jumps I messed up in this game because of this quirk. You start with a hammer, which makes attacking enemies a lot easier, and later on you can grab a frisbee so that way you can attack your enemies with a bit of distance between them. If you get attacked, you lose your weapon and have to resort to the Mario style of attack, and namely jumping on your enemies, and if you get attacked again, you die. But when you restart the next level, you have the same weapon you had just before you lost it. Okay, I played a lot of platformers, and this isn't the way it's done. Sure, it makes the game a little easier, but it just points at how unpolished this game is. What's even worse is if you don't have a weapon, you have to jump on an enemy to take them out, but if you don't land your jump right on top of them, you die, and it always feels unjust every time. Now don't get me wrong, I don't mind a hard game, it adds to the challenge, but only when it's fair, otherwise you just feel robbed all the time. Because of these flaws, I can never get past the first 3 levels. At best I might complete 2 of them and then die in the 3rd one. Then you have to start the game all over again. And to be honest, if, and a big if, I ever got past the first 3 levels, I wouldn't even want to try and complete the next 3 levels. And then the final level. I like a challenge, but not when it's an impossibly flawed challenge. I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I'm Batman! Oh yeah! Okay, I'm that crazy, but not this game's kind of crazy. I can't say very much about the music, to be honest. There isn't many tunes in this game, and what there is well repetitive. I know the Master System's not well known for its sound capabilities, but I'm sure if in the right hands it could produce some better music. But at least the sound effects are up to the job and fit in with the game. The graphics in this game are actually pretty good and could easily pass for basic 16-bit. Now on an 8-bit system, that is impressive. The animation of Donald Duck, your playable character, is very well done, but just don't leave him waiting too long, he doesn't like that. The levels are colourful and varied and look nothing alike, and the way they look also affects the way they play a bit, which also shows good level design, just a shame the gameplay lets them down. I didn't find the enemy characters that impressive, but in the end, they do the job, and who plays a game solely for impressive in-game enemy characters? When all you're going to do is hit them with your mallet. So, my final thoughts. This is a frustrating game that'll have you cursing the odd bad word, and if you can overlook this game's shortcomings and you have a high pain threshold, then maybe you might be able to find some enjoyment from this. It's a shame because this game looks really nice, and with a bit more development time could have easily been a Master System classic. So if you see this game going really, and I mean really cheap, then what the heck, grab yourself a copy and find out for yourself just how bad it is. I give this game a frustrating thumbs down. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.